Hi everyone, my name is Karen, this is my channel RatherBeReading, and today I'm bringing to you my top movies of 2018. So I wanted to share with you guys my top 5 favourite movies that I watched in 2018. This does not mean that they are all 2018 releases. I know it's pretty common with book favorite lists that you talk about books that you read that year, not books released that year. However, it is very common with favorite movie lists that people are generally talking about movies released that year. While I love going to the cinema, don't get to go as often as I would like. I just don't really have anyone to go with very often. I sometimes go with my mom or with my sister, like occasionally, or with my niece and nephew, things like that. But and I have gone on my own, which you'll actually see on when we get into this list. I do have on occasion gone on my own, but I don't go as often as I would like. So I don't see as many new releases as I would like. Having said that, 4 out of my 5 favorites from this year are 2018 releases, which I was actually mind-boggled by when I went through the list and realized that 4 of my favorite were 2018 releases, because I don't think that that's ever happened. Very interesting to see that 4 of my top 5 this year weren't like older movies that I was watching. I feel like a lot of the older movies that I was watching this year, while a lot of them were enjoyable, none of them were like super amazing this year for the most part. So let's jump straight in. I'm going to go through these in order from like number 5 up to number 1, my most favorite movie that I saw this year. So let's jump in. So coming in at number 5 is a 2018 release, and that is Avengers Infinity War. Now I know, so I guess I should say as well that I'm not someone who is a movie snob. I don't need a movie to be a super intellectual type of movie. I just need a movie to be entertaining, and I think that Marvel movies are extremely entertaining. I'm a Marvel fan. I think they're fun. I think they're entertaining, and they're just a good time to watch. I didn't see Infinity War in cinemas because I was super behind. If you've seen my like what I watched series, then you know that I was in a never-ending effort, it felt like, this year to catch up on Marvel. Because I had been super behind, and so I wasn't caught up in time to see this in cinema, so I missed it in cinema, and then once I eventually caught up, I finally watched it. It was almost impossible to avoid spoilers. I somehow managed. I actually don't know how. I knew just generally that there was something devastating. I'm not going to spoil you guys if you haven't seen it, that there's something devastating that goes on. That's all I really knew, but I think I knew that there was like shit was going to go down in this movie just from the lead-in, if you've seen the lead-in movies. So I very much enjoyed this movie. I thought it was extremely well done, very entertaining. Like I said, I enjoy all of the characters really coming together. It's very much an ensemble movie, which all of my favorite Avengers movies are ensemble ones for the most part, where everyone of all the characters are like coming together. I enjoy all the characters, you know, interacting with each other and all of that type of thing. I just thought this movie was a really good time. I really enjoyed it, and so that got my number 5 spot. Coming in at number 4 is the only movie on this list that isn't a 2018 release. However, it is a Marvel movie, and that is Avengers Age of Ultron. Now this, I recognize, is an unpopular opinion. I have a list, which I will link down for you guys down below, of all of the Marvel movies that are out to date, ranked from my least favorite to my most favorite, and Avengers Age of Ultron is my number 1 spot, which I recognize as an unpopular opinion. Most people, I think this one was a bit of a dud of the ensemble movies. I disagree. I loved this movie. I don't know what it was about it that I liked so much, like not compared to, because I still enjoy all of the Marvel movies, but what made it my like favorite Marvel movie, I don't really know. I mean, I remember crying in this movie. It has been a little while since I've seen it, but I cried in it, and it was just, I enjoyed it so much. I thought it was so enjoyable. Like, once again, similar things to what I said in the other one, I enjoy seeing all of the characters come together. Yeah, there was a couple of new characters introduced in that one that I really enjoyed. I just generally really enjoyed that movie, and it's my favorite of the Avengers, and it's my number 4 favorite movie that I watched in 2018. Coming in at number 3 is the movie that I mentioned earlier that I actually went to see at the cinema by myself, and that is Love, Simon. So I am a big fan of the book Simon versus the Homo sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. It was my favorite book that I read, I think it was in 2017 or maybe 2016. I can't recall. It was my favorite book that I read one year, so I'm a big fan of the book, and I was very excited about the adaptation. I didn't have anyone in my life who I thought would be super interested in going to see it, and so I decided to take myself off to see it because I really, really, really was excited to watch it. So I did that, went by myself, and I'm so glad that I did because I really, really enjoyed the movie. I was really happy about what everything this movie represents, that it is a gay romance. It's basically a gay teen rom-com in mainstream, like, wide release, which I was really excited about, and it was pretty popular this year. Like, there were a lot of people going to see it. It was getting a lot of really good reviews, all of that type of thing, so I was really happy for all of that side of things. I really thought it was a good adaptation of the book. It added some kind of new things in there, which I think you need to do to keep things interesting in a book adaptation. It had changed a couple of things, but again, things that I thought were maybe necessary for the movie. I just thought it was really, really well done. I liked the casting for the most part in it. I thought I think for the whole part, I can't think of a character that I didn't like the casting of. I thought it was really well done, really entertaining. I really like that we're getting a kind of resurgence of teen movies, it seems, recently, which I really like because I think it's an area of cinema that I personally really enjoy that I don't think we get enough of. So yeah, I was really excited to see it, and I really, really enjoyed it, and so that took my number 3 favorite spot in 2018. Coming in at number 2 is A Star Is Born. So I've mentioned this movie in my What I Watched video recently, and so I've mentioned before that I was excited by the mention of this being remade before anything was kind of attached to it. I got more intrigued when Bradley Cooper was attached to it, so I thought that was an interesting choice, like as a, director star. I was interested to see where that went. Was very intrigued once Lady Gaga was attached to it, and obviously I was already intrigued, so then when the song was released and the trailer was coming out, I was eating that shit up and I was so excited to go see it. So my mum and I went to see this pretty quickly after it was released in the cinema, and I enjoyed it so much. I thought that Lady Gaga was amazing in it. I actually thought Bradley Cooper was amazing in it. The movie, the tone of the movie was so interesting. I thought it was, I don't know, it was one of those movies that the whole time I was just like so focused on what was happening. I was so involved with the characters, and like I knew kind of generally where the story was going to go. I have seen the Barbra Streisand version of the movie. I don't think I've seen the Judy Garland, or I think there's one before that even. I haven't seen all of them, but I have seen the Barbra Streisand one. I knew generally where the story was going to go, and yet I was still so intent on watching the movie and being involved with these characters and seeing what was going to happen. I thought it was really a beautiful movie. It looked great. The music is obviously amazing. And I thought it was a really, really, really good movie. It was a heartbreaking movie. I cried a lot, which is easy for me to do. I'm a very easy, sell on crying in movies, but this movie was just, I just thought it was so well done, and I enjoyed it as much as you can enjoy this type of movie, but I just thought it was amazing. Coming in at number 1, my favorite movie that I watched in 2018. I recognize that this is an unpopular choice, that most movie people who make lists of their favorite movies, this is not going to probably even be on the list. But as I mentioned before, I'm not a movie snob. I'm here purely for entertainment purposes. And so my favorite movie that I watched in 2018 was To All the Boys I've Loved Before. As I mentioned before, I'm really excited that we have this resurgence of teen movies. It's one of my favorite genres, even though I'm 30. I thought that, so yes, when you first start watching the movie, I do think that the first time I watched it, that at the beginning of the movie, it felt a little bit awkward, but as the movie goes on, it really finds its feet, it finds its groove, and I thought it was just so fun. It's so lighthearted, so fuzzy and warm kind of feeling movie, just so enjoyable. I thought Lana Condor and Noah Centineo did an amazing job as the 2 leads. Noah Centineo was just the perfect casting. And I say that, yes, he's gorgeous, he's way too young for me, but I thought when I watched the trailer, when the trailer came out, I went, oh, like that's the casting they've chose for like the male guys, like with Josh as well. I was just like, I don't think either of them is that attractive. Again, saying this is a 30-year-old looking at people supposed to be portraying teenagers. I recognize it's kind of creepy. But I was like, I'm not really into it. And then when I actually watched the movie, I was like, I am 100% sold. The main character trait that you take away from Peter Kavinsky reading the books, I'll get into the book thing in a second, is that he's just such a charismatic guy. People are so drawn to him. He's just one of those people, and Noah Centineo captured that so perfectly. So as I mentioned, I had read the book. The book for me was only a 4-star book. I enjoyed the book. Movie is an easy 5-star. I just thought the movie like took this to another level of just like enjoyability. I broke my own rule with this movie this year. I generally have a rule with books and with movies that I won't allow myself to either reread or rewatch the same book/movie in the same calendar year. I broke that rule. I saw To All the Boys I've Loved Before twice this year, and not only have I seen the movie all the way through twice, I have also watched random parts of the movie, like different scenes. It's got such rewatchability. I've watched like scenes from the movie, you know, the scene with the hand in the back pocket of the jeans, all of that type of thing. I've rewatched that so many times. It's just so enjoyable. I might say, and for me, that's the main thing I'm looking for in a movie, is to watch a movie and go, I just love this. I'm enjoying this so, so much. Yeah, that is the main thing I'm looking for in a movie, and To All the Boys I've Loved Before totally nailed it. So those are my top movies that I watched in 2018. I will leave a link in the description box down below to my Letterboxd account. Letterboxd, if you guys don't know, is basically like Goodreads, but for movies. I am on there. I log all of the movies that I watch. I rate them all. If you guys want to stay up to date day to day on what I'm watching, you can check that out below. I do have some lists as well on Letterboxd of like my favorites. I've got my Marvel ranking on there. I've got a ranking of the DC movies. I have my top 5 movies that I watched last year, if you guys are interested in that, because I didn't do a video on that because I wasn't really doing movie stuff back then. Check that out as well if you're interested. And there will be this list, but you know what it is now, but I will be putting the list on Letterboxd as well. So yeah, I would love for you guys to follow me on there if you have a Letterboxd, because I'm always looking for more movie recommendations. My watch list now is that I think it's like 960 movies. I'm clearly never going to get to them all in my lifetime, especially with new movies coming out on the regular, or hearing about new movies that I'm constantly adding to it. But I just enjoy a good movie. So I would love to chat with you guys in the comments down below if you've got any thoughts on any of the movies that I watched, or your favorite movies that you watched in 2018. If you've got a top 5 list, let me know down below. I would love to know. Again, this wasn't movies necessarily that were released in 2018. My list just kind of fell that way this year. But if you watched any amazing movies that you really loved this year, I would love to chat about them down below. Please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you want to see more from me. Mainly book content, but occasional movie stuff. I would love for you guys to subscribe. But that is all I have for this video today. Bye guys!